Hey my friends, in this video I'm going to talk about a synth that has stolen my heart for the past few months, and I don't say this lightly. Today I'm going to play for you the Polybrute 12 from Arturia, and I'm going to explain what makes this synth so special for me, why I can't stop playing it, and why I think it's easy for people to completely miss the point of it if you don't place it under your fingers and actually play it. I want to start by saying that I've been extremely unlucky with the Polybrutes, in the sense that when the first one was released at NAMM a few years ago, I tried to go and play it, but I could never get to it because so many people were constantly surrounding the synth. And last May in Super Booth, this came out and I immediately went and stood in the queue to play it, but again, I gave up after 20 minutes of waiting. And then I couldn't get my hands on this because this was always sold out. But eventually this arrived after I came back from my trip in Maui, and oh boy, I don't think this synth gets the credit that it deserves. In this video, I'm not going to go deep into all the features of the Polybrute 12. It's been out for a while now, and there are many amazing videos out there about it. But what I am going to do is give you my perspective as a producer, sound designer, and more than anything else, a musician. Because this synth, in my opinion, is designed to be played, and this is the only way you can fully enjoy it. It's a tweaker's dream, no doubt, but the real joy, the real experience comes from actually playing this fantastic instrument. The first thing I fell in love with was by far the full touch keyboard and how expressive you can be with it. And of course I knew what it did, but until I played it, I could never realize that it was such an expressive vehicle for you to be able to play things that you couldn't play previously on a synth. So I have this preset here that I created called BACH, and let me show you how this works. So basically, when you start pressing the keys ever so slightly, you're controlling the envelope of the sound, you're controlling the filters, you're controlling the vibrato. You can control pretty much everything you want. So let me show you. I've never been able to be so expressive on an electronic instrument before, I have to say. It might sound simple, but the fact that I have this huge dynamic range on a synthesizer is a game changer for me. I can go from triple piano to triple forte. This is extremely hard to do on a synth. Let me show you. What can I say? The other thing that you can do that I was blown away with is that you can actually do phrasing. If you've been following me and you've watched the videos that I do, phrasing, in my opinion, is one of the most important aspects in music, period. The way that you phrase a melody, the way that you articulate everything. I can have the same patch, I haven't changed anything, I'm not touching any of the controls here. So I can play staccato, I can connect notes, I can do my crescendos, my decrescendos. So that's why when I first tried this synth, I thought to myself, man, Bach would have loved this synth. Because if you check all the phrases and the way that Bach writes the melodies, there's a clear intention of phrasing, of vibrato. When I started playing this, I just couldn't stop. I would find myself late at night playing, and to be honest with you, I was using the same sound. I didn't feel the need to change the preset or create another preset, because once you get this under your fingers, you can actually feel like a violin player, like a woodwind player, like a full orchestra. If I could show you one thing from this synth, that would be it. Now, the one thing that I'm going to tell you though is that you won't be able to tell from any video, even from this video, how this feels. This will require you to adjust your technique, but then you can feel the sound on your fingers into your very core. And this is something that I've never felt before. I'm going to play some sounds that I created. This is the Dom Galactica. This sound I want to show you because I want to show you what you can do with polyphonic aftertouch and the mods. I've created quite a few mods. Basically with this synth you can modulate everything with everything. You know, of course you can start with the presets. There's also an app that you can load into your computer and you can actually see how the presets are created, which is really cool in my opinion. It's an encyclopedia of sound design. So as if the full touch keyboard wasn't enough, we have the Morphing here that allows you to morph between pretty much two different sounds. So you can create your first sound, then turn this all the way to the right, create another sound here, and then you can blend between them. And of course you can create all these big fat modern sounds. Like I said, I'm not gonna go too technical about this. I mean, the filters are amazing. The way that you can modulate the filters, the way that you can blend them together. They can be in series, they can be parallel. Here's another one of my sounds. This is the Dom Magic Flute. And again, I can do all my expression very easily. I don't even have to think about it. I don't touch anything. I can go... and the staccato. Beautiful. And of course it has a massive unison mode and you can create sounds like this. And as a sound designer, I have to tell you, it's so fast to program sounds here. And because this is an analog synth, of course, I was thinking, how can I push the boundaries? Can I create interesting sounds like FM sounds? And because you have the metalizer here, you also have the syncing, you have the FM capabilities, You can do lots of crazy routing here. You can create sounds like this. I created a harpsichord sound. And then again with the Morphing, I can go here. And I can create the kind of note-off sound. So I just created an envelope here to do this. You can also create all this classic brass sound. And of course, if you're a fan of the CS80, this ribbon control here is going to be right up your alley. Let me show you what other sounds you can create. This is a kick drum that I created. And I can morph, of course. And this uses no oscillators, this just uses the filter. So I want to show you a little bit how the filter sounds like. This is just the ladder filter with tons of resonance. And the low end is amazing. I'm going to show you the highlights for me was the way that you can adjust the envelopes. So for example, if I press settings here and I move my attack envelope, you will see that I have attack and decay options. So I can make the attack quick, which is amazing for drum sounds, of course, and percussive sounds. And then you can also make the decay percussive as well. So this is what I've done here, and you will see. Let's try a snare. So with this one, depending on the velocity, you see the mods, I'm controlling the master cutoff. And because it changes the filter, we're getting a different pitch. It goes without saying, you can get all these beautiful classic Vangelis style sounds. If you want to play staccato here, if you had an envelope like this, then you cannot play staccato at the same time. But over here, I didn't touch any controller. Also, there are tons of presets and you're going to enjoy the presets. The presets are amazing quality. Let me show you some of them that I really liked. Love it. And the other thing that I like is that this synth is really hands-on, so I can turn on the ARP. And I can immediately play, or I can go and create a sequence. And let's play it. Another thing that's really important for me is how quickly you can assign anything to pretty much any modulator. For example, the LFOs, the envelopes, or even the aftertouch. For example, let's say I have this sound. Okay, and it's completely dry, and let's say I want to assign the aftertouch to the reverb level and the delay level. All I need to do is go to the mods, and I can go to the aftertouch lane, and what I can do is I can say, okay, for 7, I can assign the reverb level, and then for 8, attach 8, and then I'm going to add the delay level. And here I can assign it, so aftertouch, for the delay I'm going to add 30%, and for the reverb, let's go 100%. And now, depending on how I play, I can get more reverb and more delay. So if I play staccato, I get no delay, I get no reverb. But if I start using aftertouch, so this is brilliant because I can highlight any note that I want just by playing without having to trigger anything, without touching anything on the keyboard. For me as a pianist, this is the most important thing. Let's play some Hans Zimmer. So there you go, my friends. This is my take on the Arturia Polybrute 12. I hope that this gave you an additional perspective about what this synth can do. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Let me know if you own one, how you use it. If you want to support the channel, you know what to do. You can check out my Modern 80s Kit Max if you want these modern 80s drums, or you can check out my courses. I've done 3 mastering courses, mastering in Cubase using only Cubase tools and plugins, mastering in the box using all the best tools available so you can get amazing masters, and analog hybrid mastering masterclass where I show you how to master with analog gear. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, you might also want to check out this video or this video. Thank you so much, my friends. I'll see you in the next one.